Now, it's one of the biggest scandals in the history of the NHS. During the 1970s and 80s, tens of thousands of people with haemophilia were treated with contaminated blood products. According to the Department of Health, possibly as many as 30,000 were infected with hepatitis C and 1,500 with HIV. Around 2,000 people have died, yet no one has ever been held responsible for what happened.
Today there's a debate at Westminster of an all-party parliamentary group into the support arrangements for people infected with these products. Meanwhile, the BBC has learned that 3 men infected with hepatitis C have begun legal action against the Department of Health. They claim their compensation terms are discriminatory because they receive far less than people with HIV. In Scotland, the result of a public inquiry into what happened here is expected imminently. People like Bruce Norval from the Highlands, who was infected with hepatitis C, say their lives have been devastated. Bruce's story and that of Rab McKee, who was infected with HIV, were dramatised by Dog Star Theatre.
We are cheaper than laboratory chimpanzees.
We are blood, harvested from the corpses of Soviet morgues, from the slums of Haiti and Bogota.
We are even porcine blood products, made in Scotland, black pudding, from the blood of pigs.
We are the fractionated plasma of murderers, rapists and thieves.
We committed none of these crimes, but they put us on death row. We are haemophilia A
and haemophilia B.
We are factor 8
and factor 9. We are hepatitis C
and AIDS.
All we ever did was to be born with a genetic condition. How is it possible to even exist in this madness, knowing what we know? We've had it.
Well, that was Matthew Zajac and Stuart Porter on the Culture Studio with an extract from their play Factor 9. It tells the story of Bruce Norval and Rab McKee, who were infected with contaminated blood products on the NHS. Bruce joins us now, along with Dan Farthing of Haemophilia Scotland. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
Bruce Norval, remind us just briefly of the scandal and how we got to where we are now.
In Scotland, 550 haemophiliacs were exposed to blood products that were manufactured from plasma pools that contained between 10 and 20,000 donors per pool, making each treatment equivalent to a 10,000 donor exposure. So a single treatment was the equivalent of having 10,000 units of blood.
God.
So as a result of that, unsurprisingly, all 550 Scottish haemophiliacs developed hepatitis. Nearly 100 of us developed HIV. There's a number of other viruses. We've all been warned that we've been exposed to variant CJD. There's actually 2 disasters here. There is the same viruses, but the plasma products they knew had a significant risk of killing people long before they started using them on haemophiliacs.
And what's your reaction to this yesterday's parliamentary group report?
Somebody summed it up to me nicely yesterday. It's we take 5 failing organisations and turn them into a single failing organisation.
Really. Dan Farthing, what's your view of what's happened really over the time with this? I mean, looking forward, we have the Penrose inquiry, which will report shortly on this whole situation. What do you hope will come out of that?
I mean, the Penrose inquiry is just the latest in a long line of inquiries since the Scottish Parliament was established. We've had internal inquiries, we've had committee inquiries, we've had expert panels, and now we've finally got our public inquiry. What we're really hoping for at Haemophilia Scotland is that this will be the end of the inquiries and the beginning of the actually sorting this out. As yesterday's report from the APPG makes clear, there's all manner of unfairnesses and inadequacies in the current support arrangements, and we're really hoping that when we get the Penrose report, that will be the catalyst for really sorting this out and making sure that people, as the report made clear, are no longer living in poverty.
Well, thank you both very much for speaking to us this morning. Bruce Norval and Dan Farthing from Haemophilia Scotland.